David, though an imperfect man, was truly a man after God's own heart. And as courageous as it was to fight Israel's enemies, in many ways, David's boldest moments were facing his own sins. It was absolutely courageous and bold and crazy to go fight Goliath with a slingshot and 5 stones. In fact, when David ran to meet Goliath, he didn't even have any stones. He picked them up in a dry riverbed of water. He picked them up, put them in his pouch, and took one out. That was crazy, bold and courageous. But as bold and courageous as that was, it pales in comparison. Y'all, this is really important. It pales in comparison to the courage David had to face his own heart. In many ways, the most voracious enemy you will ever face is your own heart. The most difficult battle you'll ever face is your own heart. That's why David was a man after God's own heart. David was a warrior, but he wasn't the best. And God could use any warrior. But David always inclined his heart back to God. And his soul was always teachable, always malleable for the way of God. He always had a tenderness to the holiness of God. And as hard as the battles were with the enemies of Israel, they paled in comparison to the battle waged and raging in his own heart. And the Bible, in many ways, as it relates to David, is a record of God saving David from his enemies and God saving David from himself. And we see that journey, that glimpse of that journey in Psalm 7 and 1 Samuel 24. God saving David from his enemies and God saving David from himself. Of all the people, of all the situations you'll ever need to be saved from, none is more serious than being saved from your own heart, because your heart will lead you astray far more effectively and deeply and profoundly than anyone else's heart. And the Bible then records this moment. And David's moment in the cave is a master class in restraint, in discernment, and reverence under extreme pressure.